This is a field that we're actually debating whether we actually leave for the cows or if we end up cutting it for silage. The crops have came on so much this last week, so it's almost up to my knees now. It should really have been sprayed probably a week ago now. Welcome back to another episode of Invercamey Weekly. So it's Tuesday here, and this is the final field that we got spread with the tank, and we got about 3/4 of the way across the field. This is a field that we're actually debating whether we actually leave for the cows or if we end up cutting it for silage. We're not actually sure. I think it'll probably depend on what kind of number of bales we got off the other few fields, because obviously I decided against my dad's better judgment probably not to put any fertiliser on the ground. So we're going to debate and see what we get on, how we get on with all the other bales and stuff like that, and then we'll maybe cut some of this. We don't necessarily need to cut the whole lot, but we'll certainly probably cut a bit of it, and then we'll maybe graze some of it as well. But it just depends how the grass for the cows fields are growing. The actual first cows field is actually growing quite well now. It took a while to start, but it's going now. The field that the cows are currently in just now is probably a little bit longer than I would like. They're kind of wasting it, but I'm trying to kind of let the first field they're in grow a little bit more before kind of getting them on it, because I don't want to cut myself short, because I would prefer just to cut this whole field just for silage bales, so then at least we've got plenty of bales to get us through the winter. But it's just kind of waiting to see kind of what kind of quantity of bales we get with the first 3 or 4 fields before we decide to cut the 5th one. But it's nice to have it in the bank here if we do need it for the dairy cows. And also it's an option potentially to cut for silage bales as well if we need it. That's me just at the big tank now. Just going to show you the levels now. It's down probably at least half a segment since I last seen it. When I say a segment, I mean you see the row of bolts there. There's 4 panels depths. So the last panel you can see probably about maybe 2/3, just over a half at least anyway of that when it's down. Can't actually see the pump at the bottom of here, but it's just a matter of just getting the pump pulled out now, giving it a clean, storing it till next summer where we can spread all the muck onto the silage ground again. So as obviously that's quite a lot of storage as well, so this tank basically gets us through the winter time when the cows are housed for the 4 or 5 months or whatever they're in, depending on weather, how early they come in, and how early we get them out. It really depends on the weather, but that is the muck goes through the separator and all the water comes into here. The muck can be spread on the fields and the liquid just gets stored here till basically summertime for the silage ground. So it works quite well. Wasn't sure really what to think of the separator for a start, but it's quite handy actually. Especially, obviously you're not allowed to spread during the wet conditions, especially in the winter and stuff like that, but it's actually quite handy just being able to switch the separator on and get rid of some of the muck in the slats, not having to go and put a tanker on or anything like that. So it's definitely has its advantage and disadvantage, but I actually quite like it. Just thought I'd show you how the crops are doing. Another massively windy day. Unfortunately we haven't got them all sprayed yet because of the wind, and now the crops have came on so much this last week, so it's almost up to my knees now. It should really have been sprayed probably a week ago now. But with the warm weather and with a massive downpour of rain a few days ago, that's fairly just brought it on this week. So hopefully this end of this week, the next couple of days, if the wind dies down, we'll hopefully get it sprayed.
Serendipities played a cruel trick on me, taking you so far that I can barely breathe. The time's not right for us here, my dear. It's time you go on your way. Don't you fear, just take hope. It'll be our anchor in the storm of our lives. It'll be our savior like a ship when you're out there lonely, drifting out to sea. Now I'm doing everything that I know to do to get close to you, to get close to you. I've been seeing every breath of my life away till I see your face. I've been dreaming every
Saturday morning. That's me just finished the milking, just on the way up to change the fence for the cows, give them their breakfast. But that's the first field they were in previously. You can see the grass blowing in the wind now. It's quite windy this morning. You can see the grass blowing in the wind, so you can see it's coming on quite nicely. Probably got, I would say, another maybe 10 days in this field or thereabouts. Only thing that annoys me about these two fields is the weeds that are growing in them, but these are the two fields that are well, there's this two and then the one next door that's potentially going to be silage, or it might be another field for the cows. These two fields are the two that are easiest for the dairy cows. So a lot of folk would normally just plough up the field, put them in barley a few years, get the weeds killed off and then put them back into grass again, but just these fields are so handy, and we quite like the clover as well. Can't really see the clover here, it's been kind of eaten down, but there is clover there in the grass. So don't really want to kill the clover off. It's good for the butter fat and the milk, and the cows love it, so it's not something we want to really spray and kill it off. And we've sprayed things in the past on this fields and it kills it off for a season, but then they're back next year kind of thing. So it just looks untidy really. I don't really like the look of it, but you can see it's another beautiful day and things are starting to burn up a little bit now. We could really be doing a bit of moisture, to be honest, but a thunderstorm through the night or something wouldn't go amiss like. But anyway guys, quite a short video this week. That's all I've got. That's really all I've had time for this week, unfortunately. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.